A while ago, I showed you these Shadowbox Trak modules from our laser kits. One is a full kit, and one is a diorama overhang add-on to any double module. Today, we're taking one of these and using it for the first module of the rural hall portion of the layout. We're going to be using a lot of scenery techniques that I have used in the past, and I will be linking videos at the end of this video for that. But if you're looking to go even more in depth or level up your skills, check out today's sponsor, Model Railroad Academy. Model Railroad Academy is your online resource for model railroad instructions, ideas, and information with loads of tutorials and articles for model railroaders of every skill level. One of my personal favorites is Alan Keller's Great Model Railroad series. It is just so much fun to look at all of these different model railroads from all of these different great model railroaders and just get inspiration from those. Plus, you can find tutorials on everything from bench work to electronics to scenery, all sorts of things. And the first 1,000 people to sign up at the link in the description below will get a full year of premium membership to Model Railroad Academy for just $1.49. This module has the overhang, which is also going to contain an LED light strip that I put on when I built it. The reason for this is that these modules will be further away from the main light sources of the layout, so I thought this would be the perfect place to put the diorama overhang with its own lighting. To begin, I start by painting the base with simple cheap acrylic paint. Now I've already done the installation of the track, the crossing, and the signal, and I've covered the signal and track in previous videos, and the crossing will be covered in an upcoming video for Trainmasters TV. The main thing is to make sure it is aligned with Trak standards. Once I have painted the base, I need to install the road. Now, I'm not going for a perfect representation of rural hall. I'm going for a general look and feel as what can be seen from this angle on a street view on Google Earth. There are a couple of buildings, including one older town building and a transload track for multiple car types. Now, normally I would be creating all new roads, but I just salvaged a bunch from my old layout, so I can use that. My roads are typically polystyrene sheets and are spray painted with a mix of black and gray. These also have lines painted on them, and I use just acrylic paint and some painter's tape for that. Again, that's going to be linked in the description below, as well as at the end of this video. Now, real quick before we get into this, I've powered up the lights, and I want you to notice that they're a light strip. Those are adhesive LED strips, and you just pull off the cover on the back and you stick them on there. Now, one thing I did notice is that the adhesive did not hold that well to the wood, so adding a bit of super glue is holding them just fine now. Now I can start ballasting. Ballasting Color Unitrack can be a bit trickier. The key is to make the slopes of the ballast smooth and even. I start with some glue to hold it in place, then I pour the ballast gently over the sides, and then I use a brush to smooth it out. Once that is done, I soak it with isopropyl alcohol and then with a 50-50 white glue water mixture, which is my scenic cement mixture. Then I need to let that dry. While this is drying, I need to place my scenic base. As usual, I use an earth blend scenic material. This one is from JTT Scenery, but you can use something like Woodland Scenic's earth blend as well. I coat the area with glue, then cover it with the scenic base material. After that, I sprinkle some medium green fine turf over it just to get very uneven patchiness. Once that was done, it was time for some gravel. Now, the first place I wanted to put gravel was the edges of the roadways. I do this by pouring a small pile of Woodland Scenics gravel on the road. I then use a brush to spread it out. This is a huge perk of using styrene sheets for roads, by the way. They're easy to clean and push stuff around on. The scenic material makes a reasonably good stop for the gravel, but don't get overzealous. Just gently form the line of gravel at the edge of the road. Next, I need to do the gravel lot for one of the buildings. I start by carefully pouring a line of gravel around the area that I want to make a lot. Then I fill in the space and gradually smooth and sculpt the material until it is to my liking. Once this is all done, I can soak all of the scenic material in IPA and scenic cement, then some medium and dark green coarse turf. Next, I need to put the backdrop on. Now, I found these really cool sky clouds poster boards at Michael's. I'll try to find some that I can link in the description. If nothing else, I'll link the Michael's ones. I took them, marked them based on putting them right next to the module so I can get my marks. Then I put it on the ground and use a straight edge and a utility knife to cut them to size. I then took the piece of backdrop and put it on the module as a test fit to make sure it was good to go. I then came back, put a little bit of super glue on the spots that I wanted to mount it, not too much, and then placed the backdrop on there and held it in place until it was dried on and ready to go. So that edge is pretty abrupt and we need to blend in that backdrop. I'm going to put a tree line on my backdrop using my recovered super trees from the old layout. If you need to make super trees from scratch, they are super easy. I need something to mount them on though. For this, I'll be using modeling clay. This is a great way to mount trees, especially if you have a bunch and you don't want to drill a bunch of holes in a wood base like I have. If it's just one or two, I would definitely consider drilling the holes though. I do this by forming the clay into a line along the edge of the module. I then put glue on it, sprinkle my scenery material on it, just like the rest of the module. Now the reason you need to do this before the clay dries is so that you can stick the trees in it. I then select trees from my recovered stock and place them in the clay. I will link where to buy these trees as well as tutorials on how I do trees in the description below and at the end. When you're doing this, fill out the tree line to your liking, and then I soak everything with IPA and scenic cement. Next, we are going to weather the Trak. This is done with some cheap weathering supplies from Hobby Lobby. I am using a mix of soot and rust colors. I use a stiff bristle brush to put this on. The middle of the Trak should be quite dark since soot, oil, and other things will collect there. Next, we have to blend our module edges together. I do this with some glue and coarse turf. The key is to make it overlap and to spread it beyond the edge right there so that it kind of fades into the rest of the scenery. This is going to make it look more natural than just a straight up line that's covering up the gap between the modules. Lastly, I put the buildings in place and we are good to go. We're down to just one module left before the entirety of phase 1 of my new layout is complete, and you're going to see that later this month. In the meantime, check out some of these model railroad businesses. Klondike's is a family-owned business that makes in-scale Trak modules, mini diorama kits, and in-scale display stands right here in the US. You've seen me feature many of their modules right here on this channel. Check them out at the link in the description. Trains in the Valley is a model train shop located in Pennsylvania. They sell new and used model trains with a mission to make trains accessible to everyone. You can check them out at trainsinthevalley.com. Link in the description. Big thanks to Model Railroad Academy for sponsoring this video. You can check them out at the link in the description below. You can also check out these videos as well. Thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, I'm Jimmy from the DIY and Digital. Stay safe, be kind, and happy railroading.